Let's talk about your research methodology, because here's the truth. If you get this part wrong, your entire project can fall apart, no matter how interesting or original your topic is. You could end up collecting data that you can't analyze. Your analysis might not actually answer your research questions, and in the end, you won't be able to achieve your research aims, which is the whole point of the project. So in this video, we'll unpack 3 deadly methodological sins that we see students make all the time, and how you can avoid them. Let's get to it. All right, the first methodological mistake is choosing a method just because it's easy, familiar, or popular. Surveys, interviews, focus groups, they're the greatest hits, and a lot of students default to them without thinking critically. But just because you can run a survey doesn't mean you should. And just because everyone else is doing interviews doesn't mean it's right for your project. Here's what matters. Your methodology should be driven by your research aims and research questions, not by convenience or comfort, or even worse, conformity. So before you map out your research methodology and design, ask yourself, what exactly am I trying to find out? What kind of data will help me answer that question? And where will that data come from? In short, let your research aims and questions lead, and your methods follow. Yes, you might still end up using one of the greatest hits, but your decision will be thoughtful, justified, and most importantly, aligned with your research aims. And that's what your examiners want to see. Next up, deadly sin number 2, which is ignoring validity and reliability. Now, I know those terms sound academic and a bit abstract, but they are absolutely essential. So let's break it down. Validity means your data collection tool actually measures what you intend to measure. So in other words, that you're measuring the right thing. Reliability, on the other hand, means that your tool consistently produces the same results under the same conditions. So in other words, it's a trusty bathroom scale, not a random number generator like the one I have. For example, if you're using a survey instrument to measure leadership effectiveness, does it actually measure that? Or is it picking up something else, like confidence or popularity? As you can probably tell, if your tools aren't valid and reliable, your data will be shaky, and your findings won't hold up to scrutiny. So when you're considering your data collection options, ask yourself, has this tool been tested before? Has it been used with a similar population? Are there risks of bias or measurement error? It's this level of rigor that separates a strong methodology from a weak one. And while reliability and validity generally apply to quantitative studies, a similar concept called trustworthiness applies to qualitative studies. We've got a video covering that up here. If you like this video, you will love Research Methodology Bootcamp, where we unpack all the terminology, concepts, and key decisions that go into designing a rock-solid methodology. If you're new to academic research, welcome. You don't want to miss it. Join today using the link in the description. There, you'll also find the download link for our tried and tested methodology chapter template. You're welcome. All right, finally, methodology mistake number 3. That is not justifying your choices. A lot of students communicate vague nothings, like, I'll use interviews, or I'm going with a qualitative approach, and then they move on with no explanation and no rationale. Come on, guys. In research, the why matters just as much as the what. Examiners want to see that you've thought through your decisions and that you can defend them. So for every major decision, whether it's your data collection method, sampling strategy, or analysis technique, make sure that you explain why you chose it, why it's better than the alternatives, and why it makes sense for your research aims and questions. Think of your methodology chapter like a courtroom. Your examiner is the judge, and you're not just describing what you did, you're making a case. So back it up with reasoning, logic, and of course, academic sources. All right, let's recap the 3 deadly sins. 1, don't choose a method just because it's easy. Make sure it aligns with your aims and questions. 2, don't ignore validity and reliability. Weak tools equal weak findings. And 3, don't skip the justification. Explain and defend every methodological choice you make. If you can avoid these mistakes, you'll be way ahead of the curve, and your methodology chapter will stand up to scrutiny. Also, you'll definitely want to check out this video next, and I'll see you there.